Hello and welcome to Mate's Tottenham blog. This is Transfer Talk episode 3, and today I'm going to be talking about Giovani Lo Celso, Toby Alderweireld and Kieran Trippier. So to start, it has finally happened. If you're to believe the reports, we have finally made a high bid for a player, and that player is Giovani Lo Celso. BBC reported on Tuesday that we made a £53 million bid for the midfielder who spent last season on loan at Real Betis. Interestingly, he actually just signed permanently for Betis in April when they activated a clause in the loan deal where they signed him for just £20 million, and they straight away put an £88 million release clause into his contract. And it is understood that they actually turned down the bid on Tuesday and are looking for something closer to that £88 million from Spurs if they are to let him go. It seems a bit strange that a team, having just signed him, would let him go so quickly, but if they're going to turn over such a big profit in such a short space of time, I don't really see how they could turn down something higher than what Spurs have just offered. As for Lo Celso, he's not quite the big name player that we were hoping we could sign this summer, but having looked into him a bit, I think he'd be a really good signing for us, and he could help us push on to the next level. So last season he played, as I said, with Real Betis, who are a very possession based team. I think it was only Barcelona had better possession stats than them in the La Liga. He played predominantly in a centre attacking midfield role, but previously in his career with PSG, he kind of played out in the wing. So that experience he has playing in those positions, he could fit really well into that fluid front three we play behind the striker, where there's usually Son, Eriksen and Ali, where it's constantly floating around, swapping positions. You never really know where they're going to pop up. He's in a few ways he's a similar player to Eriksen in that he's an insane passing ability and he can shoot from anywhere. But also the Betis last season had two really good ball playing centre backs as we do. So Lo Celso quite often dropped deep and picked up the ball and kind of worked from there. He could, as I said, he can dribble with it, he can pass it, he can shoot, he can do absolutely everything. And when he does get forward, something that I really, really like about him, he kind of plays in that space in between the defence and the midfield, where no one really knows who's going to pick him up, and he's dragging people out of position and he's just really smartly making space for players around the place. So if he drags a centre back out, he can make room for Kane or Son to run in behind, or if he drags a midfielder back with him, there can be room for Sissoko or Winks to push on. And that's, with a player as good as he is with passing the ball, he could be an amazing addition to the team, where he's just constantly confusing opponents and he's picking out these really, really good passes. He has that Argentinian link with Pochettino as well, which doesn't really seem that important, but it could be a factor in him moving to the club. Someone, Pochettino, that came from the same place as him in Rosario. And I would be absolutely delighted to see him join the club. He didn't quite make it at PSG, but we also have Lucas and Serge Aurier, who kind of came from the same place as well. So Betis did turn down the £53 million bid, and it's kind of hard to see Daniel Levy going much higher than that. But I think if he really does want Pochettino to stay, and if he fully trusts him, I think he should offer maybe not the £88 million release clause, because for a player who's relatively unknown, that does seem a bit excessive. But I'd be really happy to see him just offer that bit more and get Lo Celso into the club. And I mean, if his stats are anything to go by, he'd be a great addition. Now, moving on, Toby Alderweireld gave us a little update on his future the other day. He said that he has 1 year left on his contract, so in his head, that's what he said, he's going to be playing at Spurs again next season. And that kind of sounds like, in a way, trying to get around saying, I am going to be staying, or I am going to be leaving. Instead, in my head, I'm staying. And unless he suddenly signs a new contract, it does sound as though he will be leaving next summer for free, which isn't ideal. There's a £25 million release clause in his contract now after Spurs extended his contract for next season. So I can't imagine there will be bids coming in for him this window, but obviously if Tottenham have to accept him for £25 million. But from what he said, it does sound like he is hoping to stay at the club next season, but will be moving on then. Obviously, I mean, that's a big blow. He's one of our better players, but I don't think it's as big a blow as it would have been if he went a couple of seasons ago, because he had that season. It was the 16-17 season when he finished second. He was by far our best defender, and he kind of held us together. Only conceded 26 goals that season, and kind of him together with Vertonghen were like a brick wall back there. But last season there were a lot of rumours about his future. The season before last, there were a lot of rumours about his future, and he missed kind of December to April. He was out for a lot of the season. It felt like he was going to go then having come back into the team season just gone. He wasn't as important as a player as he was before. So I do think we'll be okay without him, but I mean, it's always a blow when you lose a player of his quality and of his experience as well. So, keep him for next year and hopefully we can win something. But it does feel like he will be leaving for free at the end of next season. Finally, Kieran Trippier. As I said in my first video, he was being heavily linked with Napoli, and Napoli said he was someone they were actively looking into signing. Napoli said during the week that they're no longer looking into signing him and that they've turned their attentions elsewhere. I don't know if that's a thing where they don't think Trippier is good enough, or if they're, if Tottenham are asking for too much, or what it is. But look, whatever it is, I think it's good for us. We've been struggling a lot in the right back position this season. Aurier has missed a lot of it, and Foyt has been forced out there quite a bit. And he's done well when he's been there for the main part. But I think it's definitely a boost that looks like we will have Kieran Trippier again next season. As disappointing as he was this year, he has shown in the past that he does have the quality, and he is good enough to play at a team of our level. So hopefully he can find that form again, and you never know.